There. Welcome to Creation Station Weekly. I'm Bob from Creation Station, and today, just like we do every week, we're going to talk about 2 to 3 stories in the news, something interesting out there in the tech world or being creative, and we'll end up with something fun and interesting from the library. Today, I've got Chris from Creation Station at Main Library with me. How are you doing today, Chris?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Things are pretty good. It's a nice, fun holiday season. A little too cold for me down here in South Florida. I'd much rather it be, never go below 75 as my cold night in winter would be great. But, we'll somehow struggle through this kind of cold here, huh? Especially with what
Yes, we
people
will.
are having to put up with up north on stuff like that. I wanted to get started this week with a fun story that I found out there. I'm going to bring up my browser for you to share this out. So the first thing I found this week that I was really interested in was this Ice Age wolf pup. And I thought this story was interesting for a couple of different reasons. One, just the fact that it's such a perfectly mummified thing from our past. We don't normally find those kinds of things. Usually it's damaged or it's, whatever. This is something that apparently like a wolf den collapsed in on it. So it mummified it just perfectly right away out there in the permafrost. This was found out in the Yukon territories. It was actually found back in 2016, but they're just now putting it out on display and talking about everything. Um, a couple of things that I liked about it. One was the nice little grace note that they called it Zur, uh, using one of the words from the local First Nations that live in that area. But I thought that it was really interesting, mostly because of how the dating worked. Using radiocarbon data and mitochondrial DNA data and all those things, they could actually pinpoint this down to only 57 to 56,000 years ago, which in the grand scheme of things is a really tight window to find out exactly when one of these things was around. Have you been messing around with anything with DNA, Chris?
Not me personally. I know there's a lot of people that are trying out those, at-home DNA kits to like test out their family DNA and such. But I'm not too eager to putting my DNA out there for the public just yet.
Yeah, there's and all of our fun healthcare concerns with that too. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll have to have you back on one of these weeks when we pop up one of those healthcare stories again and privacy stories. Um, but so this here was interesting to me that they were able to pinpoint down using that mitochondrial, the DNA that's inherited from your mother, because it's the same way in all mammals and actually all animals that have DNA. Now that I say that out loud, yeah, it's more than just mammals, isn't it? Um, however, the, this particular group of wolves happens to be the ones that are the original family, so to speak, that all of the current wolves in North America could have been descended from, but aren't. It's a family of wolves that was here at the same exact time as all the rest of the wolves in North America. And for some reason, this particular family line died out. So it's kind of interesting to be able to go in and what we can do now with our science, with what we've got for being able to date things and track things and do all those kinds of things, starting to use some of our database technology, so to speak, to be able to figure out exactly when and where some of these families died out or this, that, the other. Very similar to what you were just saying about, using human DNA and being able to track back and see where does your DNA come back forth from that kind of thing. I read this story like twice, 3 times. I was just like, wow, wait, what, how with this? I threw the picture up here on the screen of just what the actual size is. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
very good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine being out there? I mean, this is just found by somebody out there panning for gold. Seriously, it was just a gold miner out there just a couple of years ago looking for how they find gold nowadays and spotted this and stopped everybody and kept it frozen so it would be able to
Hmm.
be researched and done. I was just like,
Yeah.
so many little coincidences in this story. It was just like, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, hey. Um, it was just really a fun little thing for me this week of all the chaos that's been going on in the world.
Yeah, and it's just
Um,
amazing how well it was preserved. Yeah.
yeah, just everything but the eyes. And apparently they were big fish eaters. Who knew? Of course, climate was a lot different back then in that part of the
Hmm.
world. So there's another story that caught my eye this week because this right here, doing a live stream with an AI. So artificial intelligence doing a live stream of music. And it's some people trained a neural network on improvising a bass line. So just like in a band where you're playing bass, do you play any music,
I
Chris?
played trombone in high school and the middle
Oh,
school and high school
nice.
growing up. So yeah.
Nice. I wonder if maybe you've got enough music to put something up like this then, huh?
Yeah, it
They
could
took
be a good experiment. Yeah.
yeah. They took what's called a recurrent neural network. So what that means is you take a single data set, usually a pretty tight data set, and just have your AI relearn and relearn and relearn based on that data set. And then it can just build on its own and go improvise and do that. Now, I'm not going to play any music here, and we're not going to rock out on this. We don't have time to really listen to it, but I'll throw up the actual website for you over here on YouTube, Infinite Bass Solo. If you go look that up, right now they've got the little fire going for the whole holiday theme. And you'll notice on the right-hand side, there is a chat that gives you a listing of how they're modifying this AI in real time. When I was up on this site earlier today, that two of the designers were in there tweaking it and adding just tweaking some of the algorithm to see whether it would sound if you did this or that with it. And there was this
Mhm.
like almost stereo two basses at the same time feeling happening at once, that they took away kind of, and then it came back. It was really
Mhm.
interesting to see how you could add these. Um, Not sure it's going to take any musicians' jobs away. Um, Unless for music or something, for your hold music. Now you could just put this on in the background, I suppose, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, it's going to be, this is those kinds of things. Have you had a chance to play around with any of the other AI stuff yet, Chris?
I haven't done any of the AI on the creation station as of yet, but I've always been interested in the AI that they put online on the internet, especially the ones where they try and get the AI to pass the Turing test and get to try to fool people. So I always found that very interesting.
Yeah, that Turing test. For anybody out there who doesn't know, the Turing test is where computer scientists try and fool humans into believing that their program is a human. So you program it to respond in conversational tone and talk and go back and forth. Up until now, it's all been text based, where you have to type back and forth to remove that vocal side. I've seen that they want to start adding that now that voice synthesization has gotten so good. There's been a couple of AIs that have come very close to breaking this Turing test, but they're really designed as a custom thing.
Mhm.
Um, I guess you don't get much more custom and niche than bass guitar infinitely playing, but hey, you never know. It could be something that somebody out there needs to use, or you
Yeah.
just use these as building blocks and do this. And we'll take your trombone lessons there, Chris, and we'll mess around with that and feed those in and see what it comes up with. I wonder what kind of marching tunes we could come up with that.
It'd
Is
be
that is
very
that
interesting to see
is
what
that
it comes up with.
trombone
Yeah,
is that trombone in a jazz band or in a marching band?
that was in a marching band. Yeah,
Excellent. I did that when I was a kid
Mhm.
way back when too in high school. That was awesome. I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah.
Um, One last fun thing for our week. It seems like this week all three things that we picked were really interesting, cool stories. That were just with a really fun twist. This here, for this staircase illusion. And you can see as this rotating there on the screen, as that goes around, that's somebody took this illusion and built it in cardboard and built a real version of it. I'm going to scroll down to what the normal illusion looks like. And you can see this illusion here on the screen where it looks like a set of stairs that you would walk
Mhm.
up, correct? Well, see if you can force your mind into re-looking at it as that's the bottom of a set of stairs that you're looking at. You're underneath the stairs looking at it. So instead of it going down, 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 down like this. If you force your mind to look at it a little bit, you can see where this is the ceiling up here now, and this is a wall, and those are the stairs going up there. It's really
Mhm.
hard to force your mind into it sometimes. That's called a Gestalt shift, where your perception grabs it for a little bit and does it. But then this guy was able to take this and make it look like that real thing in 3D. I'm going to scroll back up to that top there and let you see this again as he's going through. There's a lot of really cool stuff out here with this, within this contest, but this was just such a well done piece.
Mhm.
You'll notice how that flips over like that and how that happens. And then when you can recreate it as a 3D object, just a little bit of cardboard, fold it up. And it's just mind blowing to me. And I'm like, wow. It's like, wait, is a cone at the bottom or is a cone at the top? No, the cone's always at the bottom. How does this work? This is those kinds of things that I loved playing with in Creation Station, of people getting a chance to just explore and do and see those sorts of things. Tell us, what are people working on at Creation Station lately there, Chris?
Well, good thing is we've actually started offering 3D printing services to the public again. So I had a father and his kid come by recently. He was very interested and very excited about the 3D printer. So we were able to 3D print him a little model of a virus. And
did he print the coronavirus?
He did not print. There was one of those bacteriophage.
Oh, okay, cool.
The ones that have the little legs that looks kind of like an alien. So the cool one, and he was very interested in tapeworm models. We were able to get him a couple of those. So, so that's been people. That's one of the things people have been definitely asking about since we've been closed is the 3D printing services.
Yeah, I'm glad we're able to offer that again out to the public. And we've got that at a few libraries. We got Main Library downtown, the Pompano Library, Northwest Regional Library. Those creation stations all have 3D printers along with West Regional. So it's a chance for people to come out and get their hands on it and do a few things. And the databases and anybody out there, creationstation@broward.org comes right to us, and we can always help you figure out which databases you can print from. There's a lot of cool science databases that you can explore and try and do. Gale Science on the library website. Another fun thing on the library website for people I want to highlight this week is our South Florida COVID-19 project. For people out there who you've had this whole time over these last few months where you've been working or you haven't been working or you've been doing whatever, this is a chance. The library set up a section of our webpage for you to be able to go in and document exactly what you want. You can throw in a quick story, take some pictures, write in whatever. Just make sure it's appropriate for all ages, because this is the library website. We don't want too much content that would be too controversial for youngsters. But we do want them to see exactly what's going on. This kind of is saved for the public for a long time. So people will be able to take care of this and hang out and come back and view some of this other content that other people were experiencing there for this. It's part of what the libraries do, of archiving our material and showing and doing our stuff. And so the library's been able to provide this all along with all of our curbside and all those other things there. And like you said, Chris, now we're doing this kind of stuff here with 3D printing at creation stations again and those sorts of things, and getting more and more things as we get more and more acclimated to having the public back into the buildings and being able to do these things. What else has been going on with you? Where can people find you? Anything in particular you want to plug today?
Well, let's see. Following up on the COVID-19 project there, I just wanted to mention too that one of my staff members did do an entry in there on his whole COVID experience and what he's been going through these last few months, because he's got, special family issues and things like that. And as far as the creation station, we actually put a little basic how-to video on how to sew and make your own face mask for the public. So I believe that's up on the Broward Library's YouTube channel.
That's a very good
So
thing.
yeah,
Yeah. I
definitely
mean,
check
and we're
that out.
still
Yeah,
using those masks are still going to be a thing, obviously, for a long time to come. So, and getting a chance to make your own, at least you get to personalize it to make it the way you want, right?
exactly. Yep. Imagination's limit.
Yes. So thank you, Chris. Everybody, this has been a fun week. Looking forward to a good holiday weekend. We are back every Thursday. We don't take any time off. Creation Station at Broward.org comes right to us. Like I said, if you have any questions, ideas, suggestions, or you want to nominate your library or someone on the library staff that you want to come in and be a co-host on this show, feel free to send us an email and let us know. Everybody, have a great weekend.
Take care. Happy holidays, everybody.